Since sports events began, men and women have been segregated by gender to make the competitive events fairer due to differences in muscle mass, innate strength, or testosterone levels. But nowadays, these physical differences no longer seem to be a determining factor.
Oh, what? You were born with ovaries? You bleed every month? You have XX chromosomes? Yeah, that's cute. Tell me what other external factor that doesn't apply to all of you defines you.
Hi, I'm Nadine, a sex educator.
And I'm Eva, a sex researcher.
I use the pronouns she and her because I'm a woman.
There is how you feel on the inside about whether you're a boy or a girl, a man or a woman. If you're non-binary, feel like neither or both. People can also be fluid, feel more like female, more like male, based on a different day or time. It's really individual.
Absolutely.
Everyone born with a vulva is a girl. True or false?
Or identifies as a girl.
The biological male has just become the first transgender person to win a world title in cycling.
First transgender weightlifter winning who made an international event as a woman.
A biological male winning a gold medal in a women's
some
event.
physical characteristics give athletes an unusual advantage in sports, like Michael Phelps' long arms or Usain Bolt's height.
Trans women are making a mockery of you when it's the exact opposite. You are pretending that you know that you are a woman when the only people here who know that for sure are the ones who have put in the work to understand themselves. The trans women.
But the genetic difference of being born as a male or female and competing with the opposite gender proved to be more of a determining factor than any bodily developments in sports.
A female athlete competing against a transgender female is always going to be at a disadvantage.
One person can tell me what a woman is.
Testosterone levels are important.
Not here for women! We ask you to leave!
What is that?
You have put zero work into actually understanding yourself. You are only a woman because everybody else around you looked at these same external factors that you look at and said, seems like woman behavior to me. And you went, all right.
Kiss my fucking ass. You're out of your mind. You guys are out of your mind if you think that a man who's been a man for 30 years and has taken female hormones for 2 is the same. You put Brock Lesnar, chop his dick off and put him in a dress. That guy's going to maul through the women's heavyweight division like nothing you've ever seen in your life. Because we're built different. And it's just a fact. And anyone who tries to argue that is crazy. And
a woman is not anything in particular.
There is not one particular thing.
It could be many things to many people.
Some women have penises, right? Some men have vaginas.
I like scented candles. I've watched Sex and the City.
Yeah.
How do I know if I'm a woman?
That's a great question.
The only person making a mockery of womanhood is you because you do not fully understand what makes you a woman.
Things are different. And also the imprinting of years and years of testosterone. It's just, there was a great article by this board-certified endocrinologist who went over all the things that separate men from women, which should exclude them from competing in combat sports against women. And this woman was called a transphobe, and she's a fucking endocrinologist, you idiot. She's talking about the science. And she's also talking about the science of a trans woman. Once they transition to being a woman, they're basically biologically almost exactly the same as women. She was like, no, not only that, but the bone density is retained by taking estrogen, which is what the problem with women when they have osteoporosis, they're losing estrogen, they lose bone mass. Well, the estrogen actually helps you retain bone mass. So when a man transitions to a woman and then starts taking estrogen, it's actually helping retain the bone mass that he would have lost by not having testosterone. And then on top of that, reaction times, the reaction times are several tenths of a second faster in general for men rather than they are for even professional athlete women. So all these variables that need to be taken into consideration.
The idea that we need to protect women's or female sport from other women and females is itself inherently discriminatory. No testosterone policy will ever work.
Male to female athletes no longer need to have reassignment surgery, but they do need to demonstrate that their testosterone levels have been below 10 nanomole per litre for at least 6 months, according to the 2016 International Olympic Committee guidelines.
It's not saying you're a man or a woman. It's saying you can compete. It's a matter of eligibility to participate.
Inclusion. I think it's just so sad, the whole toxic debate.
Any trans female who is included in sport excludes another biological female.
Sports now find themselves in the middle of a heated debate over their policies towards trans women competitors in the female categories of events.
You either have to have fairness by exclusion of trans women, or you must accept a degree of unfairness through the inclusion of trans women.
We've spoken to 2 British current elite female runners, one of whom's an Olympian, who both told us that women's sport must be protected. The athletes requested to be kept anonymous for fear of a social media backlash and a risk of losing sponsorship.
Stop harassing trans women. I don't even identify as a woman, and I'm more of a woman than you.
The female athlete I've spoken to is scared to speak out. The whole point of competition is to make it a fair and level playing field, and the only way to do that is to have a female category and then a male open category where the trans women can compete.
You can see all the world records are so much further, faster, whatever you want to use, than female world records. And that should be the evidence in itself, because trans women are biologically male, so they are at an advantage. There is so much more that differentiates men and women, and so much more benefits that males have than just testosterone.
It's okay to be scared of cishet men, but don't take it out on people who...
As women actually physically get hurt, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a combat sport. It could be ice hockey, and a biological man will hurt a woman. There is a massive...
All right, let's go. We're going to turn inside. We're going to do something. And that's the catcher here. Oh, she does. Dylan was momentarily. Knees bubble. That's Ashley Corner. A sweet 1-2. Mark, you got to move. Let's go. Alan Fox, in a 3-fight pro career, has never been in a situation like this. Listen to this crowd once again, cheering every time Ashley lands a strike. There is no love here in Miami for Alan Fox. Alan Fox has been built. Go, go. But the moment Ashley Smith is completely derailing her, pounding away the face of Fox. Fox with nowhere to go. Ashley Smith unloaded.
I really feel like there should be a transgender organization. You know, I don't feel like Fallon should fight dudes. I don't feel like she should fight women. I feel like there should be a unique organization for those needs, you know? She did have an advantage.
Boys have penises, girls have vaginas.
Sports will have to make that difficult decision.
A crime, honestly, to separate someone for any reason. So I definitely will be speaking up against that legislation and those laws that are trying to be passed, for sure.
Wow, so according to a crime to separate trans women from biological women in sports. It's a crime. You can't even have the conversation because it is a
New
crime.
Zealander Laurel Hubbard, the first openly transgender athlete to compete in a different sex category to that which they were born at an Olympics. Her participation in the women's weightlifting in Tokyo last year, as did the case of American swimmer Leah Thomas, a trans athlete who competed for her university men's team before winning a women's national college title in March.
Do you understand that women have absolutely zero chance of winning?
Earlier, Glenique is a runner who recently won the London Marathon, beating 14,000 other actual women. And then it turned out that Glenique was actually Glenn.
So take a female category. So this is Glenique stopping for an interview during the race.
I've got Glenique here, not your first marathon, I believe.
No, this will be 17, and then that's a week before London, so a week rest, but girl power.
This is crazy.
She took advantage of women that worked hard her whole life for this moment, and this guy just took her moment out of money. This is the video before the fight. Now I'm going to be showing you the main fight. This girl literally looks smaller than him. He's double her size, and again, you're going to get triggered, so warning.
Now, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Like right from the beginning, she looks like she's scared of this guy. She's probably thinking, why would they put a guy in a cage? Competitive MMA fighter. She'll take any challenge, but this challenge was way too much for her. Like again, this guy's double her size, I know, but with just one kick, he moves her whole body around. Poor girl doesn't stand a chance. And then this is where they stop the fight. This guy is not a freaking woman against another woman. This guy's a woman beater. He literally beat a woman up. Where are the feminists?
We respect Leah as a woman, as a trans woman, whatever. We respect her identity. We just don't think it's fair. You can't really have that sort of half support where you're like, oh, I respect her as a woman here, but not here. They're using the guise of feminism to sort of push transphobic beliefs, I think.
Can a man become a woman?
I'm not a woman, so I can't really answer that.
Women only know what women are.
Are you a cat?
No.
Can you tell me what a cat is? Do you want to tell us what a woman is?
Pronouns? They, them.
These are not my preferred pronouns. These are my pronouns.
Mappa, Nini, Nopa, Nori, Opa, Pere, Pom-Pom, Zaza, Zizi.
Trixic, toric, feminomorph, viramorph, allosexual. They, them, theirs.
They're customizable. Anything can be a pronoun, really.
Neurodivergent.
Noun self pronouns. Animal noun self pronouns.
New pronouns.
So gender dysphoria.
Gender euphoria.
You're not a scientist. You're not a gender studies major.
No.
How do you know that you're a man?
I guess because I got a dick.
People in that camp sort of carry an implicit bias against trans people, but play it off as this sort of half support.
So according to Leah Thomas,
I'm a biological woman that medically transitioned to appear like a male. I will never be a man.
And so they go on the internet and they're told that all of their problems will be solved if they become a man.
So you worry that there could be a sort of social contagion element of this?
A teeny tiny bit, maybe. It got me at 42. Your child doesn't have a chance.
And you're affirming it with hormones that have never been used in this way.
Puberty blockers, which are completely reversible.
Completely reversible.
One of the drugs used is Lupron, right? Which has actually been used to chemically castrate sex offenders.
You know what? I'm not sure that we should continue with this interview.
So you don't want to talk about the drugs that you give to kids, or?
How can they be removing the healthy breasts of 15-year-old girls?
There are masculine girls. There are feminine boys. What are we going to do about that? Carve them up?
How can this whole thing be happening, Matt?
Not everybody is sure, and that makes sense. But our genitals actually don't determine our gender. So some people born with vulvas can be boys.
Gender creative parenting is a better option for parenting than assigning kids genders at birth. Hey, Davey.
Wanted us to have a safe place to be able to talk about this.
Part of me wants to ask why you care so much.
I care about the truth. I care about children. I care about the women who are having their opportunities stolen from them.
Is it transphobic to tell the truth?
The interview's over. Let's turn off the cameras.
Excuse me.
They're fair. I just wanted to know, what is a woman?
And you're not going to find out.
Based on what I'm saying, would you ever want to move to America?
They say no, never.